From the being that couldn't speak up, slow down, trust, and love themselves, to a phoenix that owns death and rebirth proudly. I easily place and maintain boundaries. I share my thoughts and know when to hold them back. I finally know how to breathe. I rest easily and trust the flow, creating and living in between. There's an unwavering contentment and quick switch into silver linings and optimism. It's ingrained. This is abundance. Every day is a new opportunity. How exciting! Suffering feels so long ago, yet I cried in desperation just last week. If it wasn't for my work and associating with others, I wouldn't know time. The abundance is abundancing, and I am dancing with it. I may not be living as I thought I would last year, but now I enjoy every day as it comes. Making small steps, letting inner child shine, validating inner teen's desires, there's an accomplished balance within. I am so fucking grateful and happy. I've been waking up 3 to 4 for the past 3 days. Normally what I do is I do go on my phone. It sucks. I wake myself up, I smoke to go back to sleep. What I just told myself out loud just now, and I want to record it for accountability. If I wake up before 3, I'm gonna just smoke to go back to sleep. But if I wake up after 3, no matter what, I'm just gonna start my journaling, meditation, and taroting. Those 3 things I do every day just to get my day started. There's a reason I'm being woken up at that time. That time is a heightened time between you and your connection. I want to take advantage of that time that I'm waking up. The awareness and everything, I'm not gonna be hard on myself for the fact that every other time before today I spoke to go to sleep. Use that time as the spiritual time that it is. Journal whatever I woke up to. See what my tarot wants to say during that time. If anything, if it's still too early, I'm done that and it's 4 o'clock or 5 in the morning, I'm probably gonna go back to sleep unless I have big full energy by the time I'm done those 3 things and I want to start my day. Why I would want to start my day that early if I already did those things, but who knows? We'll see how it's going. I kind of just woke up today feeling a little bit made my marketing routine start at 12, but today I actually started it right when I woke up at 9, woke up at 4, doing that thing being on the phone and sleeping. So then I woke up at 9 and just kind of felt like I was rushed. I put myself in a rush state, which I know why I did that. Starting my work that early makes me want to rush my day. The Gemini new moon from last night really released a lot of shit. I did a fire ritual, I had incense going, I released with the smoke from the weed, and it was just like a lot of purging I felt last night. Waking up this morning at that time, I wasn't so surprised. I honestly felt like there was a lot of energy in the room itself. I had the window open too, so it was just like a good flow. I'm wearing the unikai to hopefully just ground in all spiritual energy that's going on. I also wrote in my journal today, getting empowerment towards my mind. I want to meet with neurologists. I want to meet with therapists specific to neurodivergence. I don't want to figure out if I'm neurodivergent. I already know I am. I just want an assessment of where I am on the scale. I also want to work with a holistic nutritionist that can help me figure out what my body specifically needs when it comes to food, when to eat specific foods along with my monthly cycle. Bring in so much of that holistic care. There are moments I feel like I'm going crazy. I woke up today, I felt like I was so out of touch with myself. Almost felt like I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. It was becoming hard on myself for starting work so early because that was something I used to do. The way that I'm so hard on myself, I want that to be assessed. I'm learning how to like not be like that so heavily. I really just need help with, you know, processing so much balance between the spiritual and physical realm. It's a lot to do by yourself. To have people ground you here is something I need. People be like, remember your physical like health. I am very much like a spiritual being. The huge reason why I smoke so much is to bring myself back down to this physical plane. It's kind of affecting me in a harmful way, like smoking too much. I am really smoking from like the moment I wake up to the moment I sleep, and it's been like that for the past few months. My brain is a little bit like, don't know how to release the weed with what I'm doing with my current surrounding, with just the support system I have. Like I want a group support, like I want more than one person. My friend can be really helpful and I know he can be supportive towards it. No, I need more than that. I've been a little bit reliant, like dependent on weed, and it's honestly probably the only thing I'm dependent on in this world right now. I just want to be balanced, like mentally, like so well. It's okay. The awareness of all this is the first step. Hi guys, let's do a pillow talk. Let's catch up. I am so grateful for my routine. It's the most stable thing I've given myself this year, if ever. I don't have a lot of earth in my chart, so routine, take time, practicality is a weakness for me. I'm a huge fuck around and find out type of person instead. I know how much I do need that like slowness and routine in this season, so I can really see my stuff cultivate I had a message earlier saying all your ideas don't have to come into fruition right away and all at the same time. It resonated with me so much. I truly feel like every idea has to come into fruition right when I have it. It makes me feel rushed. It makes me feel like I have so much on my plate and no one's even fucking pressuring me to do any of this. I write down, the things I want to get done, and I make myself choose like a few things in a day. I call it overall adding a little bit of love to my hobbies. Each day is a focus on a different hobby. I kind of feel bad. Why do I feel bad? See, why was I gonna say I feel bad? I was literally gonna say I feel bad for not crocheting the past few days. Who is rushing me? Fuck. I'm doing so much better at slowing down and resting. Proud of myself for that too. I may have to use weed a lot to remind myself to rest, but it's baby steps. I think I'm feeling such a huge shift, so it's making me want to put more action into things. At the same time, I'm trusting in the stuff I'm doing. I think I just have so many big ideas on what I want to do for the community and ultimately really what I want to do in my life and for myself. I just want to get started. It's literally going into winter season, which means hibernation, means really tending to your inner garden, tending to everything that you have going on right now. I just feel like I've been doing that for so long, which is also fine, if I'm in that beginner season. What is a year, 2 years of hustling, learning, growing pains compared to your whole life? I get that. I appreciate that thought. I need a vacation though. I'm getting in my head about how, I was about to explain myself about how, yes, I need a vacation too, even though I work online. I mentally need a vacation. I haven't stopped thinking about coming into my own sustainability ever since I went full entrepreneur November 2021. It hasn't stopped, and it's a lot of things. You know what though? All the experience that I have learned about trying to grow a business and ultimately grow myself, this is stuff people go to school for. I've done this through experience. Of course, there's some stuff I can definitely learn and could have learned through school, more of the logistics side. But there's still room for that. Like I said, I'm a fuck around and find out person. It's best if I learn through experience. Fire signs, it's best if we learn through experience. Just let us. Even though sometimes it looks like we're not thinking and just doing, just let us. This is how we're learning. I also saw that Leos learn best through life because their ruling planet is the sun. They will learn through reflections from their ego throughout life. And that's just how they're gonna learn. They're a fire sign, they're a fixed sign. They don't like listening to nobody, and they got movement behind it. So it's just, I can tell my stubbornness is intense. It's an intense stubbornness. I've definitely learned by life and not by anyone else. November really flew by. As soon as I released the worry about my passport, I just felt like I wasn't worried about anything at all. Ever since being here, as the days go by, I'm feeling less and less worried about life in general. I feel very supported. I feel very seen, feel taken care of, feel loved. I feel appreciated. Everything I've wanted to feel during my homeless journey, and definitely way before, I'm feeling here from one person, just from one place. How much that has already helped me internally. Just remembering that someone can be on my side. Someone does choose me. This isn't a romantic connection. We have unconditional love for each other. And learning that as, a friend, and knowing that, this person wants to stay in my life. Myself, wanting to be there for them throughout their journey as I continue on mine. That kind of connection is so new for me. I thought what I experienced in North Carolina was new. What was new about that was, for the first time, I didn't end things bad with a connection I thought had romantic intentions in it. Normally with those, it always seemed like a all or nothing type thing. Okay, if we're not going to work out romantically, we just shouldn't have a connection at all. That is how a couple moments have played out for me in the past. That was such a nice thing to see myself through, that I can hold a connection with someone that I thought was going there, could accept the fact that it wasn't going to go there. It was best for us that way. Still be open. And being here, this is the first time experiencing unconditional love with a friend again. The person in North Carolina and I call each other friends, like we are friends. But here it just feels like a whole new cycle because I didn't know this person before coming here. I had no preconceived idea of them. They were a brand new stranger to me that had an available room. To watch myself go through day by day and just see how this connection is going to unfold, seeing it a month later and just being in complete awe of it. It's so aligned to me now. This connection is great reassurance that I'm only looking up from here. It's not to say, I'm not going to run into people who might have bad intentions or anything like that, but it's more of my discernment is so much more strong. I trust myself so much more with people. If you ever find yourself saying, I don't trust anyone, it's just you don't trust yourself with those people. It's because you've trusted someone before and they may have burned you, and then it made you feel like, okay, I can't trust someone because that person burned me. But that means you just didn't trust yourself in that judgment. You have to accept that you made a mistake thinking you could trust someone. And that's okay too. That's a learning experience for you. That's how you build your discernment. You have to admit when you make a mistake. Also, ever since being here, I don't crave a romantic connection so heavily anymore. I may have expressed that I wanted to be in a relationship and all that for a while, especially when I was in North Carolina. We weren't heading in that direction, but it was something I wanted, and it was just like teased at me basically like my whole stay. So it just, I never knew how to really feel about it. But at the same time, I would find myself when I was so empowered being alone, when I would have like a full day to myself and I was like remembering who I was and all that, I was like, yeah, I don't want a relationship right now. Like, I really want to build my foundation. If anything, I want to have more connections with friends. I felt I was missing in North Carolina because I didn't have as much access to lots of people. I was kind of just with someone the whole time. There's so much unknown around me, so much I want to do. Just don't know how to make a lot of things happen bigger than they are, or how to really make things come to life. I'm a little bit stuck on that. Feel them. This is where I feel I'm really spiritual, really good intentions, the great vision, the planning, all that behind it, but the actual step by step to do it in this world, in this physical world, I'm just like, I don't get it. It is something I can figure out. I've been figuring out shit my whole life. I think I'm tired right now in this phase. Why it feels like I'm kind of floating and just chilling is because I'm just tired of figuring shit out. I hate documents. I hate paperwork. I hate logistical stuff. I hate admin stuff. When I have my own like documents, I love it. But when I'm doing like other people's documents, I hate it. That happens when you want to start businesses and stuff. Hate it. I would love to kind of have someone to pick my brain at in a business sense. You have my coach, who is super, super lovely and wonderful. I have to pay her every time to talk to her though. As much as I do appreciate and value her advice, currently it's not something I can do. I just wish I was able to talk about, my business plans and all that with someone face to face. Not every day, but pretty often during the week. There's just so many thoughts about them that come all the time. I just want someone to help me materialize my thoughts. Sometimes I get super overwhelmed in my thoughts that I literally have to just lay here in silence. My mind starts to feel congested. It doesn't even feel enough to write things down. Lately, it doesn't even feel good enough to just say things out loud because it just comes out as nothing. Like, it just feels so intense. I think that's why I feel reassurance with astrology. When I don't even have words to say to express how I feel, and I go towards that, there's just a synchronization about it. I'm just like, okay, yeah, I surrender to the feeling that's going on in my head. I surrender to the moment. Maybe it's completely the fact that I don't know what I'm doing next after this. For the first time, I just have no preconceived ideas on what it is I want to exactly do, like down to the detail. I can see myself going in certain directions, especially with how much I love to grow my social medias. I love using my social medias as portfolios. All of them are, I think, unique in their own way, depending on the media platform it is on. What do I exactly want to do with them? I don't know. I love to model. Honestly, just love to have the space to do my own creations. I just love simply being me. Now it feels like I finally can do that. When I got into these creative passions, when it started stemming in December last year to January, it was so nice, but then I just didn't have the space and the safety emotionally or, mentally to do these things. I always felt like I had to figure out what I was going to do with my homeless journey. I always had to figure out where I was going to put my stuff. I always had to figure out who I could trust. Right after coming into my creative projects, all of that started happening again. There was just so much instability with how much I was moving around. Every time I went into a new place, I tried to have a creative outlet to keep me sane. At the back of my mind, I was still worrying, oh, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? I have no idea what I'm going to do. I'm scared. I have no money. I have no one to talk to. I don't have anywhere in Canada to go back to. It was just so much like of that worry. I was trying not to be worried about, like genuinely trying not to be. How could I not be, Those are the things constantly playing in my head forever. Being here, not having to worry about any of that anymore, making me so anxious, was feeling rushed to go back to Canada, but not having anywhere to go back to. That was such a fucking, for me. But now I'm not even worried about it. My friend, take all the time you need, genuinely. Really, really grateful to have the option to just be here for as long as I need. I feel safe here, like emotionally safe here. I feel good here. I just don't feel pressured anymore. That relief in itself is it's such a blessing. Finally feel not worried about not having a roof. Like, fuck, that really fucked me up for a very long time. Fucked up the way I was trying to view things positively all the time. So worried that I was just I can only focus on my work. I can only focus on my marketing. I have so much time to rest and get into my creative projects. Starting to feel like I'm not doing enough, which is fucking crazy. There's that slight pressure that I'm not doing enough. Just not where I want to be in terms of having my own house. Having a house to myself and just knowing that place is mine. That's just gonna change so much. I feel like I have no idea what I'm gonna do or feel when that happens, but I know it's just gonna be so good. Only gonna be the beginning. I feel like once I'm in my own place, that's my actual beginning. I don't know. I've been honestly working so fucking hard to have peace, good and safe in a home. I've never felt that, and I'm so excited to make myself see stability in a way I've never seen before. I don't know how I'm gonna act when I have my own room again. To just freely decorate how I want to. Every part of that place is just a part of me. It's an actual external extension. Until then, I'm not like complaining and just, being like, oh, why aren't I there yet? It's more like, I know it's coming and I know it's happening. I keep thinking about how I just don't know how I'm gonna act. Sitting on my floor just crying. Like I said, I'm just gonna enjoy my days as they come, as it's happening right now. Every day is still so fucking beautiful and it's still a new canvas. Insta journal makes everything more magical in the mundane for me. I love finding magic in the mundane. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's so good. It makes everything so beautiful when you just appreciate things in a very aesthetic way. If you yourself can make your surrounding beautiful, just a different type of harmony that you feel, an unexplainable harmony when it comes to beauty. I didn't mean to start crying now. Really had a really good month. It flew by. It was fast as fuck. December, I'm gonna start seeing what I want to cultivate in my inner garden, go from there. I feel a lot of shifts already Even with my work routine, I already feel it changing as well. A slow change, and the anticipation anxiety makes it feel like, what is happening? But then when I take a step back, I'm like, oh yeah, things are happening as they're meant to. Constantly in and out of being grounded. I have such a hard time being grounded, fuck. Such a head in the clouds person. And I love it, that's the thing. I love being up there. I feel like a hot air balloon. I am a hot air balloon. I need a person to tame the fire of the hot air balloon. Or else I'm just up there. Chilling, waiting until I'm literally burnt out and then I have to come down. I don't want to wait till I'm burnt out all the time. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate your space. I appreciate your shared energy. Maybe we'll do monthly pillow talks. We'll see what happens every month. I appreciate you so much. You are so loved. You are valued. You are magical. You are so worthy of so much. I'm gonna go process my shit because things are happening. Things are happening.